Yeah. How about
There's
you?
Marvel stuff.
No. I want to talk about you, not MCU. You, just you.
Okay. What do you
But
want
then
to
we
talk
had
about,
such a long discussion about. Actually, I do want to ask the patron chat here, just without any true thought or anything.
God's sake.
Who's stronger, Jessica Jones or Captain America?
Oh,
God.
Okay,
All right.
I just want to know what people say.
I was about to say, like, Jessica Jones season 2 came out. I guess you guys watched the first episode, and it sparked a debate.
Well, no, it's just John said something really dumb.
And, listen, I think it's okay. So there was a scene where we're recapping Jessica Jones, and there's a scene in season 1 where Cage is like, "Are there other people like us?" to Jessica, and I was like, "Yeah."
I was like, why would he ask that question? He knows the Avengers exist. Like, he knows there are other people like him.
Well, and so I was like, how many of them are actually superpowered?
And I was just like, Thor, Hulk, Captain America.
Literally everyone.
Everyone.
That's where I got, okay, hold up now.
Superpowered.
And so Scarlet Witch, Vision, they definitely fit that superpowered role.
They weren't there in that time, though.
They were not there at the time that they made this. It was just the original Avengers.
The only people that were not superpowered was Hawkeye and Black Widow.
And Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, and Iron Man. Fair enough.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's fair. Of course, I don't... Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, maybe people didn't know who Iron Man was, but no, they do. So.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of
like in the first movie.
Yeah. The thing about, like, the thing I was thinking is that, or what I had said is that basically Captain America is enhanced, but he's not necessarily superhuman. And that Jessica Jones is a superhuman.
That makes no freaking sense at all.
That's what I was saying. I was like, he's a superhero. He's got superpowers.
Yes, he is enhanced to be superhuman.
No, I guess like there is a power scale in the MCU. There's some people, they're like the average trained people. So that's like Hawkeye and Black Widow. They have no.
I imagine Prpl is just like seething in the seat right now as she has to listen to this whole thing again.
Prpl, do you think Captain America is a superhuman?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, that ends that debate.
Prpl is law.
Why do you think he's superhuman as opposed to just being a really strong dude?
Because he can curl a helicopter!
He can lift the girder.
He can lift tons worth of weight!
The girder was the big thing that was like,
Don't forget about how he can run laps.
You guys debated it for hours, and then like the end conclusion is
Oh,
kind of just like the writers
that's so
think
small.
about it as much as...
Yeah, so the girder thing is a deal where like Meso is like they calculated how much it would take to lift the girder. Originally, we calculated how much it would take to lift a helicopter,
which was about 3,000 pounds, right?
3,000 pounds.
Yes,
which is
3,000
granted
pounds.
way more than a human can handle. I'll give you that. But this girder, someone calculated, is about around 50,000 pounds. There's another scene where like some guy also talks about how Captain America like pushes a bulldozer in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They reference how like he does that, and the bulldozer is like 60,000 pounds. So long story short, these these are impressive feats that he does in the movie. I don't think they're right. We can all agree, I feel, that the writers did not mean to say that Captain America can lift 50,000 pounds.
Yes, I think that is not.
I don't agree to that though.
I guess.
The problem is there's nothing in the movie that would support that claim. They've gone out of their way to showcase that this guy is superpowered, though. Like you brought up the fact that he's clearly meant to be this character who is simply just a normal person who's slightly enhanced. He's reached the peak of human performance, but there's nothing in the movies to suggest that. That's definitely comic book accurate, but in the movies,
strength is
that
still
came from nowhere.
Superpower. Just because he doesn't have laser vision doesn't mean he's not like a superhero.
No, yeah, right. No, what I'm saying is that like his strength is like an enhanced person's strength. So he's pushing what humans.
But
can
it's
do.
not though. It's not though. But it's not. Nothing in the movie suggests that his strength is beyond what a human can do. Everything in the movie that they've shown is everything in the movie that they've shown has countered that point. He is clearly able to do things that people cannot do, despite years worth of training and endurance practice and like building muscle.
Let's see.
And the movie's never said anything that suggests otherwise.
We have yet to see Cap face off against someone who is not a super soldier in a very fair fight. Hasn't completely beaten him.
Spider-Man?
I mean,
Oh,
they've
really?
got super in the name.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man
We
is
have
super.
yet,
Iron Man?
hold up. Did you say we have yet to see him face off against someone who isn't a super?
Even the super soldier, like hand to hand, just straight up. Obviously, he did fight Iron Man. Iron Man has the iron suit.
Baltrock
Fuck
the
Chitauri.
Leaper.
I know, but he
Voltron.
easily beat him. He easily beat him. So, like, that's what I mean. Obviously, Captain America fights a bunch of soldiers on that ship too, but he just wipes
Baltrock
the
gave him
floor
a
with
run for the money.
He really didn't, though. If you can see that fight, I analyze that fight scene a lot. It's a really good fight scene, but like Captain America just kind of whoops his butt pretty easily. He never like hand to hand fights Zemo or anything. He like kind of fights against the Red Skull, but the Red Skull is also a super soldier. He's actually about the same that Captain America has. So I will admit, Captain America's superness is vague, but the way he's written is about like he is he is superhuman. He's on the lower end of
where is the evidence to support that that's how he's written though?
Yeah, it just sounds like you're making that.
You're making that up. That's what it sounds like. Yes. Because
No,
that
I
is
think it's-
definitely how it is in the comics.
Right.
I will give you that.
I think
but
the movies, what they portray as like as a super soldier is someone who is, I guess that's the term I use for enhanced. Someone who is greater than peak human, but obviously is not the level like the Hulk or Thor at. Right? Like Captain America is not as strong as the Hulk and Thor. I feel that
yeah,
is
but that
shown in the
doesn't
movies, right?
that shouldn't make a distinction between whether he's a superpowered person or not. He's clearly got superpowers.
There are levels.
Because he's not as strong as another superpowered being doesn't mean he's not superpowered.
There are levels.
Can super annoyance be a superpower?
Are you super annoyed right now?
Is the Flash not a superhuman because he just runs really fast?
Well, wait, what? No, that's clearly what the superhuman means. He runs superhuman. Now, what you're saying is Usain Bolt a superhuman because he runs faster than the majority of people on the planet.
Yeah, but
That's
Captain America
basically it.
isn't. Captain America's super strong though.
Now, the one thing I will give you, Captain America is altered, and that's what kind of like that brings that.
It doesn't
that sense
matter.
into it.
It doesn't matter what causes the powers. It's the fact that he has powers that make his abilities go beyond that of a normal human being.
It's like saying
Spider-Man was altered
X-Men
by
are
the
not
spider.
Superpowered. They're
Yeah.
mutants. They're just
No,
mutated.
I'm arguing for your point. No, listen, what I'm saying is that I'm arguing for your point, right? You are right. Captain America was altered, so he's beyond what a
Shocker's
normal
not a
person can
villain,
do.
He's just a
Like,
shocker.
if-
Shocker.
But the issue is, if Captain America like fought someone like Batman, for example, just a person who's been trained for a very long time, and if they had an evenly matched fight, that would prove that Captain America, while being very skilled, is still on the lower level of being superhuman at all. But I mean, sure, it's vague.
So, like, all this is well and good. There are points to be made here, but how does it relate to Jessica Jones? Because, like, you want to talk about vagueness. There are a few
I mean, okay, so
her doing like crazy things.
Jones as
Most
superhuman.
notably, spoilers for Defenders when she like lifts an elevator. She like breaks out of a chair, breaks a
that's
chair.
what
You
that
guys
scene
were
is
mentioning, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, you want to talk about vagueness? There's like just as many outliers on like Cap's side to say like, oh, ridiculous feats of strength. And then like regularly, like Jessica has trouble throwing like random people when her. And
Well,
Luke
yeah,
fight
that's what
some
I was
goons
thinking.
in
Whenever,
season
like, I was like, I don't know if it's definitive that she's stronger, only because there have been several scenes in the show where she clearly, like, her strength doesn't seem to match what was shown to us, like, previously.
Unless you want to say she's holding back, which would be interesting.
Yeah, but if she's holding back, she wouldn't be struggling. She'd just be holding back.
That's true.
Like, I don't know, her strength varies every episode. She shows some levels of strength that are beyond, superhuman, but then you've got some where it's like she's struggling to keep up with like a normal person or fight off a normal dude.
Yeah, no, I totally agree that her power set's super vague, and they never really like show how like it's clear that she's very strong in certain points in the series. So she does like really she stretches that not even stretches. She clearly is super strong in certain scenes. But in other scenes, she has trouble against where she shouldn't have any trouble.
Yeah,
Pretty true.
it's
Saw a
strange.
Magic belt
Yeah.
picture.
To be fair, there were multiple arguments going on here, and only one I was actually invested in. The one I was invested in was whether or not Captain America had superpowers and whether he could be considered a superhero.
I think it's
the him versus Jessica Jones one. I do not really care about. Jessica could be stronger. She could be weaker. I don't really care.
They're also made by different studios, like completely independent of whether you say they're in the same universe or not. The people making them probably didn't collaborate on their action scenes.
And they probably won't like face off against each other. If we saw a scene where Jessica Jones fights Captain America, we could see if she was, we could see that matchup and be like, okay. I think in the way that they are portrayed, Jessica Jones is supposed to be more powerful than Captain America. But fair enough. I mean, like, Captain America is a superhero. So there is there is that's the level. It's just kind of like, when I say enhance, it basically just means what it essentially refers to is a superhuman that's like on the lower end of being superhuman, as opposed to like clearly superpowered. Scarlet Witch is an example. Vision is an example. Thor, Hulk, and the future Captain Marvel. They're all going to be on this clearly superpowered, way more powerful than the normal people realm. And then you have like people on the lower end who aren't really superpowered at all. And then like enhanced people, and then like in the middle you have like Spider-Man, I guess. So enhanced is like Captain America, Bucky, Black Panther, any of the super soldier people, where they're clearly they're more than just a human, but they're not at the level that they could be.
I think Black Panther could take Thor.
No.
Thor's hammer could even break Cap's shield, and like Black Panther's whole outfit is. I know Mjolnir's gone, but like his whole outfit is vibranium. He's basically invincible.
That guy gets shot in the head.
Black Panther is broken.
Okay, but
Black
the question
Panther
is,
kind of
could Black Panther beat Hulk?
I think he could get tossed around a lot, probably get a concussion and die.
All right, so
That's
the
But
thing.
you gotta remember that Black Panther has the strength of the Black Panther.
Pretty sure that's racist. The only reason I bring that up is because if you think that if you don't think that Black Panther could beat Hulk, then you have to say the same for Thor, because those two are clearly on very even playing fields in terms of strength and power.
Pretty true.
Yeah, I mean, we literally see a matchup between.
Yeah, we see them fight each other. I mean, it's a point of contention throughout the comics too, for years, about whether which one is stronger.
Yeah.
So if it looks like it'd be impossible for him to beat Hulk, it's impossible for him to beat Thor too.
Now that Thor's achieved lightning power, it's probably
Thor is stronger. Like, his ceiling is apparently higher than Odin. We never saw a Hulk versus Odin fight, but like apparently his power has increased with the death of his father. So
yeah.
It could be every way. And Black Panther is a little broken he wasn't broken before. It's all this like stupid kinetic redistribution stuff.
Yeah, that was
I don't
stupid.
know.
That's
really such a game breaking thing. I don't know how that like
all throughout the movie, it's like they kept trying to like put him in dangerous situations, but like I never once bought it because he can just shrug off everything.
Yeah.
And yet somehow, like, minor spoiler, Black Panther, minor, when Killmonger shoots him with a noob tube, like, somehow that disables him for a second, even though he tanked a shot from Claw's vibranium arm, and he was perfectly fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the Black Panther, the movie did ruin that, like, that whole like suspension of disbelief when it comes to how much you can take, because it basically said anything that hurts you, the suit absorbs it, and then you can also use it back at people. So technically speaking, if Hulk punches Black Panther, he can just absorb the Hulk punch and then like kind of shoot it back at him.
Technically shoot it back at him.
Yeah. Questionable.
It's really dumb.
So like that was kind of dumb.
Plot twist: Black Panther's how they beat Thanos. Infinity Gauntlet.
He's like, Thanos throws the planet at him, and he absorbs the planet. And then he gets like, planet punch.
Does the suit have like a limit?
I'm sure it does.
I'm sure the right one for it, but
they didn't set one up
really
in the movie.
Cool. Like, it overloads the limit, and like something in the suit breaks and cause like some backfire shockwave type thing.
They'll come up with something.
Kevin Feige also, it was really bizarre. Kevin Feige did an interview, and he just like revealed Thanos' like entire backstory. Just in an interview. I'm not sure if that means it's not going to be in the movie. I'm kind of inclined to think so. They're going to leave it for supplemental material.
Kind
but
of sounds like it.
He goes like all into it. Like with the planet he's from and like his motivations and like what happened. And I'm like, what are you doing? What is this?
Probably because
it sounds like something they should do for the movie.
I'll post a link if anybody wants to know. But there you go.
That's really
I'm
weird.
actually, I'm not quite sure why he would do that. A while ago, the Russo brothers did say that they were experimenting with different ways of doing trailers for movies. They did, and they mentioned something like the one shots, how they like the one shots. There could be, maybe this is like, I don't think they're gonna do it, but just hypothesizing here, they might do a Thanos one shot where they have like a thing where they have Thanos and he comes they goes into his backstory and everything. They did that for Blade Runner. Actually, they did 3 separate short films for Blade Runner outside of the trailers, and so if you saw those, you would actually get some more context on the Avengers.
That'd be cool.
I think it's a good. I would like a Marvel one shot that's like the party scene from Age of Ultron, where it's just all the Avengers and they're in the plain clothes and they're having a dinner party and they just
chilling
riff on each other, just chilling. Well, that would be a lot of great fan service going in Infinity War that people would love, and because there's no costumes, you actually don't have to do a lot for makeup or anything. You just have all the actors like getting together, just ad lib, see what goes on.
Pretty true.
I don't know. I feel like that would be really cool, but.
It's also bizarre because they changed Infinity War's release date to April 29th, and they're just like not advertising that. I'm sure they will.
The new trailer is coming next week or something. I heard. They actually showed a clip at the Disney stockholder not convention meeting. Basically, they showed a clip, and they have registered for like all the theaters have updated the runtime for Infinity War, which is like 2 hours and 37 minutes. I think it's the longest MCU movie to date.
Wow.
And there you go.
It's gonna be grand.
So
get hyped, y'all.
There is one final thing.
A normal dude? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess were you like...
Star-Lord's confusing. I don't know.
He's a regular guy, but he uses tech. He's like bootleg Iron Man, but he has the space tech to give him
well, here's the thing. I have thought for the longest time,
he's also part God, right?
Oh, yeah,
he was part God.
I forgot!
He's part God. But then he no longer has his God powers. He's destroyed the planet. Except I kind of think Ego is lying to him. I think that Ego is lying to him that his power was dependent on the Ego being around. He might be connected to Earth, honestly.
Maybe. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, if he was connected to both, and he just
that's what I thought. Like because of his mom or something, that he was connected to both of them, and so Earth is where like he's still able to wield Infinity Stones and everything. He originally is because he was half a Celestial. So I don't know, maybe, but if he's part God, he is clearly on the level of like Thor and Hulk and everything. If not, he is like
he's a demigod,
like Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Man level, where he just has
pretty big power gap.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a big change depending on which one is more accurate.
Anyway, the thing I was going to mention is I don't know what to make of this. It's bizarre why this interview would have even occurred. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to have its 100th episode soon, and they're like marketing the heck out of that. Jeph Loeb, the guy who runs Marvel Television, did an interview, and someone asked him, will the Avengers ever find out that Coulson is alive? And he gave a very unexpected response. He said, "It is certainly something that will get resolved, and it may get resolved in a very surprising way."
What?
And I'm like, why would you say that unless you actually have a plan? Like, maybe they do have a plan for it, but all you're going to do is Jeph Loeb, the head of Marvel TV. That means there has to be a plan, because otherwise you're just trolling the fan base.